test. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Democratize Intelligence Summit. Woo! Please gather around the nice set of chairs, and let's please hush down for a bit. We're going to open with some remarks, and I can't wait to introduce all the really epic speakers we have gathered here today. Truly got an amazing group of staff engineers, researchers, investors, and people that are having a major impact in the space. We're going to have a mix of speaking slots, so you can listen to lectures. We're going to have a mix of office hours where you can meet one-on-one with some pretty cool folks. And then we have some booths set up around the corner. You'll have everything in an agenda, if you wish, for details. But most important, what makes this event special is all of you. So this group includes people that have made the programming languages that everyone here uses, that builds like the compilers, the research that you've cited. And it's really a privilege to have been able to gather. So thanks for showing up. One thing I'll mention is doing an event like this is really hard. So it took hundreds of hours of work, tens of thousands of dollars. And so a lot of people ask me, like, why do you do this? You're an engineer. Like, why do this? And so I wanted to visit that. This whole event came from asking a really simple question, which is, why isn't OpenAI getting more open? And yeah, right? It's a question a lot of people ask. I don't mean it as an attack on a company. It's like a genuine curiosity. OpenAI began open. It's not open anymore. And I've been working on AI systems for the last 15 years. Every company I've worked at, every company I've started, every paper and patent I've published has been making intelligent machines. And through that process, you notice that you need good research, you need talent, you need capital, like money, and you need compute. And I kept asking myself, why is it getting so much harder to get these things? And do the incentives really have to be this way? Well, I think the answer is no. I don't think it has to be this way. And I think the reason it is because we live in a world that doesn't have what the people in this room are building right now. What I'm referring to is like new types of compute that give you flexible options. So you're not stuck on only one type. So teams like Grok, transparent market data that allow you to see where the compute market is heading, like Silicon Data. Whole new programming languages and frameworks, like reinventing the stack up so that it's easier to get involved and actually port across compute types and build apps, like what Chris is doing with Modular, and making it easier for developers to begin building in the ecosystem with tools like Replit. So you should all have access to an agenda in front of you, or there's a QR code you can ask the front desk. But what I want you to all notice is that everyone in this list is making it dramatically easier to build and use AI. And so this event, most importantly, is a reminder. It's a reminder that AI can be open and to not be fooled by the narratives that are spread outside of this room. We're gathering everyone here to remind ourselves that AI is open because we make it open. And it may be hard, and it may take a lot of different work from a lot of different people doing all sorts of obscure projects that take years of grinding. But many of us came to this glorious country and this weird, hilly city because we had ideas about how to make a glorious future, and we're excited to do hard things to make that happen. So this is a celebration for all of you, and I want everyone to really just remember that you have a big impact in the future as we build the most important technology we've ever created as a species. And so thank you. Thank you for being here. So before we begin, and as I said, this event truly was hard to put together, especially for an engineer. So making this happen took quite a few people really pulling weight. I want to specifically thank them. So first is the sponsors who literally put hard cash into making the event happen, which is DRW, which is a trading firm that innovates a lot in ML, is spreading to the West Coast, starting the East Coast. Soluna, so they co-locate data centers at renewable energy power plants to support AI and other applications. We have Silicon Data, another sponsor that's making compute markets more efficient by providing like actual historical data on compute prices. So you don't have to go to one cloud. You actually, like imagine you had like a Bloomberg terminal, but for compute. And then we have VC support. We have E1 VC, which is, they're kind of cool. They're stage agnostic. They're focused on deep tech, and they use ML systems to help decide on investment. It's a very frontier. And yeah, it's like really thanks for everyone who put money down. It's so hard to get money from people. Thank you so much for that. On the operations side, I want to thank Anna from Nowadays and her team, which is Emily, Joyce, and Harry. So this is actually, they run a YC-backed company that uses AI, right? An AI agent company that helps automate events like this. And so my experience is to throw this. I basically get a Slack channel with them, and through them, we were able to hire an audio-visual team. We set up the posters. We set up the everything. Like, it's like this team is the reason that I'm like not in the corner hyperventilating, and I get to just like kind of stand on stage and look like marginally stressed, but like reasonably. So serious shout out. This is also the second event I've done with Nowadays. So I'm not shouting them out as like an obligation. I truly like vouch for these guys, and I highly recommend their service. Like, yeah, they've made this run smoothly. I'd also like to thank a couple people behind the scenes. Steve Frey, who keeps a very quiet presence. He helped start the first Democratize Intelligence event. He's kind of helped design and bring in some funds for this one. And he's a really good deep tech engineer. So if you catch him around, you should chat. Very smart lad. And also Kader. So Kader, you've probably all heard his name by now. You've been emailing with him. He came on last minute when this blew up in my face, as events do, and he's been my right-hand ops person. So again, like, thanks so much for all these people that just like really pushed hard. Like Kader and I have been going first thing in the morning till like midnight to bring this all together. Lastly, I want to mention Edge. So this space, this glorious room and building that we're all in, is provided by Era Chen. And this is a community, it's a space that she's formed that's literally for the purpose of creating more open software. And so I couldn't have thought of like a better place to do an event like this. And so I'm really excited to welcome up Era, who's gonna give a bit more detail about how to get involved here, because it doesn't have to end with this event. I think the open source community is a very strong adjacent part of the Democratize Intelligence movement, and yeah, we want to see it flourish. So before we get to speakers, I'm going to let Era say a few words.